This is gonna be fun.
We
didn't choose a general topic. Do we even want to, or are we just gonna have a conversation?
We're gonna have a conversation, and people are gonna ask Will questions because apparently people want to know stupid random things about Will. Okay. Yes. Get your phone and read chat.
Let me hold on. Let me think. What chat are we using for this? The number 15 chat?
Number 15 chat. Yeah, okay. Number 15 chat. Like the text channel.
I'm just making everyone be like, I don't want to subscribe to this guy anymore. He pings me too often.
We always get the ping angry, like at least 15 ping angry messages or
ping angry like emojis, the reactions. Yeah. And so it turned into a thing. If you scroll up in voice acting announcements, you'll see Dawn me and Dawn just getting slowly more passive aggressive.
Really? Are you?
You're slowly
I'm
getting
not an
more
aggressive
and more.
person. It's fine. Okay.
Bada bing, bada ping, bada boom. All right, we're good.
Okay. We're good?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I did add here, Cat Books. I did to my own channel. I know what they signed up for.
Hell yeah.
Exactly. Okay. That's what I keep saying. That people know what they're signing up for. If you got the role for the foot lettuce ping, you're going to get pinged.
You signed up. You're gonna get
signed
pinged.
up for it. You can't be mad.
Okay. Anyway. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dawn. You want to say it, or do you want me to say it?
Number 15, the podcast.
Yeah. We got a cool person guest on today.
Who are they?
We're so bad at intros. This is Will Cherry, also
Will
known
Immersivist
as
Cherry.
Will Immersivist Cherry. Honestly, that works.
I would give you all my actual legal middle name if you're not on the internet, but that's too bad.
Yeah, we're on the internet. You should not give us your middle name. Yeah.
Don't do it.
Are we allowed to talk about that thing that you sent us? Are we
the thing that your new job?
Is that?
Yeah, if you want to know these things.
I do want to know
these we'd love to know things. We want to know things.
Is that our first question before we get into anything else?
Well, okay.
No, do your thing.
It will
do
be.
The intro.
So we usually start off the podcast, which you probably don't know because you probably never listen to our podcast because literally nobody does.
Nobody does. It's nice. people in
Spotify.
In Europe listen to it, and Haley listens to it, and so it pops up in Canada and in Europe, but that's about it.
Yeah. So
bless the Canadians. Bless the Canadians.
Bless them.
I'm Canadian, so to all of my fellow Canadians out there, we're awesome, guys. Americans, what the hell, man? Y'all need to start listening to this podcast.
It's a bit full of yourself, but we'll
fine.
No, I'm just kidding.
Dawn, we've been over this. Okay, so we usually maybe.
But yeah, so we start off with some news. Some funny weekly news.
That I usually pick out because Dawn always forgets and waits till the last minute to do anything for the podcast.
Yeah.
It's
That's
fine.
Pretty true. I pick the topics. I mean, mostly
the general topics.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but again, 20 minutes before we actually start recording.
Like 7 out of 10.
Basically.
Wait until you know that the real world of entertainment, no one prepares for anything.
Anything, yeah.
Have you had media training? My training is, I know what media is.
I know what media is.
Correct. So, for some fun content, that I just got off the internet, because the internet is a fun time. I find 3 news topics of just random, strange. A lot of it is Guinness World Records for some reason, but other just weird things that have happened in the past week in the world. Mostly the U.S. because it's America.
Florida.
Yeah, a lot of it's Florida, man.
Well, one week we talked about the Florida dude with the crossbow who tried to steal it from the store and put it.
It's very interesting.
And there was a video all over the internet. He got out too. Like, nobody noticed that this guy had a crossbow sticking out of his pants that he was stealing.
that a
from the
crossbow in your
store.
pants, or are you just happy to murder me? Actually, this is a fun fact for you to know, is that you can always look up online, Florida man and the day of your birth, and you will find out what Florida man did on the day of your birth. Everyone is a little bit different.
Yes.
It's a fun practice.
That would be so interesting. Oh,
I forgot what
wonder.
mine was.
What your birthday was? Or
Yes,
your Florida
my birthday.
man?
No, my Florida man, yeah.
I haven't looked at that. I need to look at that. I'm in December, so I got some time. But, you know, I'll definitely look that up. So, the first order of business or news, I was confused. I had to read it twice because I was confused as to what exactly this meant, and then I read and understood. The headline is, more than 100 skydivers over 60 attempt world record in California sky.
Over 100?
A group of 107 skydivers over the age of 60 jumped out of planes in California and narrowly missed breaking a world record.
You're never too old
Why
to skydive.
is this a world record? Why
Wait,
is that?
Is the record the most amount of people in midair at the same time?
Over 60.
The largest snowflake formation
before?
while in free. No, it's it's the Guinness World Record for the largest snowflake formation while in free fall.
Oh.
So they all had to make a snowflake formation while skydiving.
That's pretty popular. I want to do that.
There
That
were
sounds
107 of them. And this is in the category of age over 60. So, apparently they have a group called Skydivers Over 60, or SOS, which I think is very funny.
Yes, send help.
SOS.
Send help, please.
We're skydiving.
Yeah. So they gathered members from around the world on Sunday, which was yesterday. Wait, no, it wasn't. Oh my god, we're totally filming on a Sunday.
It's Monday.
It's actually Monday, guys.
Monday. Yeah.
It's fine.
You're okay. The illusion. I'm sorry. I screwed it up.
Done.
Edit and post.
Yeah, I'll cut it. I'll cut it.
Cut it out. It's fine. Probably won't cut it out.
It's where all the magic happens anyway.
It's fine.
While you guys are talking, I'm just reacting to every message, by the way, happening here.
It's fine.
It's great.
So they gathered members from around the world Sunday in Riverside County and attempted to break the Guinness World Record for the largest snowflake formation while in free fall. The record in the category of people over 60 currently stands at 75 participants and was set in Illinois in 2015. The skydivers ranging in age from 60 to 78 made 7 attempts at the record on Sunday and nearly found success on their final attempt. The formation built perfectly. It was just one person that was out. And that's the trick of doing large formations, is that all 107 people have to have a perfect minute at the same minute.
We lost Will.
Here, keep going.
What?
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. Did you click the wrong the wrong text channel again?
No.
No.
But
no. Anyway,
it's more like Discord was like, we can't handle you right now. I'm like, okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's okay. Discord can't handle any of the chaos that ensues on this podcast. Most of the time. So they made 7 attempts, and they planned to attempt the record a few more times, but further attempts were canceled due to uncooperative weather. So they're hoping to attempt the same record next year. So apparently, I guess they or didn't they? Is what I'm getting from this. No, apparently they didn't get the world record.
So the question is, did all of them land and survive? By the way, it's probably not the landing that killed anyone. It might be a heart attack. They're 60.
Probably, yeah. Probably the heart attack, yeah.
Also, Will, your camera is off, just letting you know.
I found out that Discord, you'll love this, does not allow video on this for more than 25 people. And because I, broke the system and then... Somebody
leave.
Yeah, I was going to say, Catbooks or one of the mods can leave and then have you... Yeah, and then come back
and then they can break it. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so Yeah, so I guess they didn't, and they're attempting the same record next year. I don't know.
It takes them a whole year to prepare for this.
To prepare.
You're falling out of a plane.
To fall out of a plane in a snowflake.
See,
that
yeah.
is. I just found that funny. I saw that and I was like, what the heck is this? And then I was like, did they get the... Because it doesn't say that they did, and it doesn't say that they didn't. It just kind of says what happened. It's a very confusing article.
I thought it said they didn't. Wait, what?
Well, I guess they didn't.
But they didn't.
They narrowly missed. Does that mean they didn't, or that they
didn't.
narrowly missed, but like they succeeded?
No, well,
am I making
narrowly
sense?
Missing being failure. Most of the time, whenever you miss, you don't hit the mark.
If you're skydiving in general, failure is not an option.
It is not an option. That is true. That is very, very true.
You know what I'm picturing, though, is the 107 people, they're landing in the same spot, and they're just piling on top of each other. Like, how do you land that?
You don't.
Do you just, like, face plant in the ground? Like, what? Okay.
That's what happened to Peggy Hill. Parachute never opened. It's King of the Hill. Never mind.
Okay. So the second news topic that we have, or that I have, because Dawn doesn't do homework.
Yes. I do no work in this podcast. We all know this.
Wow, we're so nice to each other. We're so nice. So this one is a Javelina in search of Cheetos takes station wagon on brief joyride.
Interesting. So, what?
I know some of those words.
If you don't know what a Javelina is, they're also known as like a skunk pig or a peccary. Or peccary.
I feel like you just made this up like those animals in Avatar, where it's like just two animals shoved together. It's a duck bear.
It's a duck bear, yeah.
No, this is apparently a real animal. They look like they look like a pig, but not.
So humans.
Let me Did you just roast the entire human race?
Someone's got it.
It had to.
We're at the top of the food chain. Someone's got to knock us down a peg, you know?
Absolutely.
True. So yeah, this was in Cornville, Arizona. Deputies said a Javelina in search of Cheetos climbed into a vehicle and ended up taking it on a brief joyride. The county sheriff's office said in a Facebook post that a deputy was called to a Cornville neighborhood on a report of a Javelina, an animal also known as a peccary or a skunk pig.
Peccary.
Peccary?
Okay, I know what a peccary is.
Peccary. Okay, that. I said that the first time.
Oh, okay.
But it was trapped inside a Subaru station wagon. They learned that the vehicle's rear hatch had been left open overnight, and the Javelina had climbed in to raid a bag of Cheetos that was left inside the car.
And it managed.
And the antics inside the vehicle caused the rear hatch to close, which trapped it inside. And after it attempted to escape the car, it led to it being shifted into neutral, rolling out of a driveway and crossing a road before coming to a stop under some trees.
This is a Rube Goldberg machine of a story. And I love the idea that any story becomes immediately funnier if you add any of the three things that you mentioned, which is a Subaru hatchback, Doritos, and a wild animal. Like those three combined to make the greatest story of all time. The only thing to top it would be, and then he found $5.
And then he found...
I like that it was all for Cheetos, though. It's like my favorite part of that is they just wanted Cheetos.
A wild animal will do anything for Cheetos. I mean, look at Chester the cheetah.
You would domesticate himself for Cheetos?
Who knows?
I don't... That's actually a good question. Would he?
Animals have done it before.
Please show me.
I will. I'll find a video.
One instance
I'll find you a
of an
video.
animal domesticating itself for Cheetos.
I'm pretty sure the recent Super Bowl commercial for Doritos actually did exactly this.
There you go.
Are you serious?
Even need to search.
Totally 100% serious.
See, I knew it happened.
Cool
I
Ranch.
knew it was
New
a
flavor,
thing.
Cool Ranch makes them cool ranch animals. It was great.
Well,
And
it's a new flavor?
Who wants a
I've been eating
ranch
Cool
flavor?
Ranch for...
Oh wait, never mind. Cool Ranch. It's not a new flavor.
No. Oh my god, it's like flavor number 2.
Old.
But I do have a question now.
Yeah.
Is there a hot ranch?
I don't know, but I would eat it.
I don't know if that would be good.
Is that just
No, that would be
Buffalo?
awesome. Yeah, Buffalo. Yeah,
no,
that's
but
probably...
listen, right? It's Cool Ranch for a reason. It's cool. You can't make Cool Ranch hot.
I'll make anything spicy that I can, okay?
But like, but then it's not cool. How does it?
No, it's spicy ranch. Yeah.
But
I'm really appreciating the art that just came in to follow this story.
wait, let me see this.
that is fantastic.
I love it.
Ayusha.
So yeah, and
Thank
then
you.
okay, I'm gonna send you guys this photo because this is hilarious, and I'm gonna read the headline. So
Okay, well, Lucci just said there is hot ranch flavored Doritos.
apparently,
That's
What?
awesome. I've got to get those.
interesting.
I need to try them.
Okay,
Oh.
so this last one, the world's largest belt buckle unveiled in Texas. So that's not just the wallpaper. That is a belt buckle that you are looking at, Dawn and Will.
I'm
Wait,
confused because I see a picture of 4 guys standing together, and I'm
In
like,
front
where
of
the
it.
hell is it? Like, they
What am I
should be
looking
wearing
at?
it.
Right. That's what I
belt buckle.
thought. And then look at the background. That is the belt buckle.
Oh,
That is the belt buckle. How is that? Doesn't it have to be wearable?
is this
to
in
be
Texas?
Yes.
No, it looks like Montana.
Nope. This is so a Montana-based company broke a Guinness World Record when it unveiled a giant belt buckle measuring nearly 15 feet across in Texas.
Okay.
So they unveiled it in
Okay.
Texas, but it is a Montana-based company.
I was gonna say everything is bigger in
Yeah.
Texas, but
Okay.
it's made
Well,
in Montana, so I
appar-
don't know if that counts.
Boy, it's not a belt buckle. It's like the man buckle. The man buckles the belt. It's like he is the buckle for the buckle at this point. It's an inversion of a perversion of the entire idea.
That is actually
I'm taking personal offense
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah,
Call
can
Guinness
it
World
be?
Record.
Can it be a belt buckle if you can't wear it?
That's what I said. Can it? Okay, so let me read the story and then we'll discern whether or not this is like okay.
What the hell happened with that? Anyway, so yeah, so I literally am reacting to it with Dawn and with you. I don't have time to read the entire article and then decide whether or not this is newsworthy. If it's a funny headline, there you go. That's it. That's all I need, you know?
It's all we need. It's all we need.
That's it. It's a good headline and that's it.
I mean, it's a talking piece. I guess to put it this way, in a very weird sense, American journalism is all about getting clicks. Gotta get people to read it. Gives you ad dollars. So why not come up with the weirdest article you possibly could? Like, for example, I am a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, and finding out that Kingdom Hearts 4 is announced is a big deal. But what's the biggest headline that caught my attention? They made Sora's feet normal sized. The world went nuts. Yeah.
Did they actually though?
Yeah, he's normal human proportions now. He looks like a real person. He's got ankles.
What, do you have surgery
He's
between
got
3 and 4? What the hell?
But what I know is that article got my attention of Sora has regular feet, and I went, bull shenanigans. I gotta check this out.
Yeah,
got me.
well, so I actually haven't played the Kingdom Hearts games yet.
What?
I'm going to.
Oh my god.
I'm going to. I'm sorry. As we know, I am literally running on a Mac right now.
That's fair. Okay. That's fair.
And I just got a PS4. Not a PS5, because those are $630 and impossible to find.
Cries in PS5.
Cries in PS5. Yeah.
You know what?
I will say, though, that if you want the Story So Far edition, which it is laughable how a game is so convoluted that they give you a version of all the previous ones together titled The Story So Far, because they literally are telling you, We're so sorry you can't follow
We have well, I work
It's like
at
$30.
right now I'm working at GameStop. So we have so many versions of that one traded in, and they're just in a bin in a pile this long.
Perfect.
Nice.
That's how many people have decided, no, I don't want it anymore. It's okay, you can have it.
Well, a lot of it is just like this is what's the best part. You can buy the story so far for $30, and it contains all of the games, including Kingdom Hearts 3, which is like $45 or something. And they're like, well, clearly I'll just get this bundle to play one game about halfway through, realize it is not my childhood again, and it's a disaster, and then return it, as one does.
Wait, so did they change it? Like, it's not just all of them in one disc?
It's all of them in like in a couple discs.
Okay.
But people would be like, I just want to play the third one, and they get about halfway through before they realize this ain't that good.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't need to see the rest of the story because I'm so lost. It's the most confusing. Like Tetsuya Nomura, he's also the guy that did that video game that came out recently about that one protagonist whose only mission is to kill chaos. And everyone, the entire time from the first second you play the game, is going, who is Chaos? What do you have against? What's your beef? And he
That's
just
what people
doesn't answer.
say. That from what I've heard, it's a very confusing storyline, and people are just like, what is happening? Because, like, I have friends who, like, played it since they were kids, and, like, they loved it, you know? Or, like, they loved it, like, as a kid, and now they're, like, they played it again, and they're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the moments where at first you're like, oh yeah, people have hearts are like souls. Okay, cool. You lose that, you turn evil. Okay, I like this. It's getting somewhere. And they're like, but then there's like the bodies that don't have hearts. They're called nobodies. I'm like, just call them bodies. If you call them nobodies, it gets okay. I'll follow along. And then after that, they go, okay, so there's nobodies, there's heartless who have like no hearts, and there's people who have hearts, but they're no. And then like, but you can go back in time if you know somebody from a time, and they're like, whoa, time period, don't put time travel in there. And they're like, no, all the time travel. By the way, the villain, there's 7 of them. It's all the same dude, different times. Like, please stop. No, I didn't ask for this. And let's go 10 years back. No, let's go 100 years back into a war. I'm like, war? That sounds cool and mature. I'm 20 years old now. I could do this. And they're like, by the way, the war is a bunch of children who are brainwashed into being dandelions. And I'm like, wait. I thought there was a war.
To being dandelion?
I'm just throwing things at you that is so confusing. Get ready. It gets weirder. It gets so weird. It's like, and this character is this character, but is actually this character. So like, it's
now I need to play this through so I can live in the chaos. That is Kingdom Hearts.
There is a fantastic review. By Polygon, I think, does it. I forgot his name. Michael. I forget his name, but he does a fantastic description of the Kingdom Hearts lore. It's like, it's just the hero's journey, and he just like boils it down to just the circle of the hero's journey, and just destroys it completely as he falls apart.
Rips it apart.
Yeah, trying to figure it out.
That's hilarious. Now I need to do that. Like, okay, well, when I start playing Kingdom Hearts, I'm gonna literally your DMs might go a little not crazy because I won't bug you too much, but I will just be like, what the fuck is this?
For anyone who is a stupid fan, I mean, I thought I was like the biggest fan. I was not. Clearly, seeing everyone cosplaying and being weirdo weebos, I was not that. But I was at least the guy who was into the lore enough to understand as a kid. So I was one of the first people who was like, yeah, okay. Out of the organization 13, which are 13 just random ass people that have now been cool, apparently. It's a long story. The 13 of them, I was like, I'm number 14. That was like my whole internet persona for years. I was like, I'm number 14. I'm cool. Like, it was dumb. And then I swear to God, not 6 years later, Tetsuya Nomura was like, there was a 14th. And I'm like, fuck. It's not me. But he's so weird. It is so out there. I thought Lost was hard to follow. No. Game of Thrones.
Lost,
no.
yeah.
Name the most difficult thing to follow besides the movie Primer, and Kingdom Hearts beats it in terms of I can't understand what's happening.
I love that.
Yeah, I remember seeing like a 5-hour YouTube video explaining the plot and whatnot. And I was like,
I feel like that game, I feel like Kingdom Hearts would destroy people with ADHD. Dawn, What do you think?
I don't know the plot.
Because
I just played the games.
We would forget everything that's happened previously and then be like, what's happening now? But then also, what? And then you remember things and you're like, this doesn't make sense anymore.
All I know is there was Goofy and
it's either going to be really good or
Mickey
really bad.
Mouse and all of my favorite Disney characters in the games, and that's all I remember.
I know that a big selling point for this title back in 2002 when it was announced was like, do you want to
That's when I was born.
Yeah, do you want to fight alongside Mickey Mouse?
Mickey
I'm like,
Mouse?
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to fight alongside Donald and Goofy? I'm like, yeah, okay. Do you want to beat up evil darkness? I'm like, yeah, whatever. Do you want to like kill Captain Hook? I'm like, oh my god, yes.
Oh my god.
do you want to like just destroy
I love
Ursula?
it.
I'm like, count me in. I want to beat up Disney villains.
Fuck
Let's
yeah.
do it. And that's
Fuck yeah.
essentially
Wait,
the
hold
principle.
up. You know, okay, you want to hear something about Captain Hook? That
Huh.
I saw it on TikTok, and I know sentences that start with that are always awful because
I
they're
saw it
never,
on
they never
TikTok.
work, right?
Now that's
So-
Gen Z right there.
right?
TikTok.
Okay.
I saw it on TikTok.
So Captain Hook, there's this theory that Captain Hook is an anti-villain, but isn't actually the villain. Because if you think about it, right? So he's trying to kill Peter Pan because Peter Pan is like basically kidnapping little boys.
Are you telling me
The Lost
now,
Boys, right? And so then, right, Captain Hook is like just trying to protect people from getting kidnapped and things, you know? And so and stop Peter Pan because Peter Pan's actually the villain. I heard this like
I'm
then
so
it makes
sorry
you
to tell you this. I'm so sorry to tell you this. However, you now consider the adult the hero in a children's story. You grew up.
no! Don't tell me that.
You're old.
Why would you tell me this? I was born in 2002, okay? I was born this century.
God.
Don't tell me that I'm
Oh.
old.
To take you back to Kingdom Hearts because I shouldn't, but I'm doing it anyway. The end of the first game, without spoiling too much for you because it's too late,
Yeah.
Mickey does appear. He's not actually in the whole game up to that point, practically. He's like, you hear mentions of him and you're like, ooh, where's he going to be? And at the end of the game, he shows up out of nowhere. And he has no shirt on. He's the traditional Mickey. He's like, you know, red shorts. Like the
Yeah.
old school Mickey we know of. 2002 Mickey, yay. And he has no shirt. Unfortunately, they introduce him later in Kingdom Hearts 2 and all these other bits, and like he shows up and he's got a dope outfit on. His reveal is Chef's Kiss. But the problem is they show him in a previous game 10 years prior. By the way, time doesn't work in this series at all, so just get
Not
up.
at all. Yeah.
But prior to that moment, you'll love this. Prior to the exact moment that happens in Kingdom Hearts 1, they have a little behind the scenes in a game called Fragmentary Passage, where he's talking to a previous character who it's a long story. But essentially, they show how he gets to that moment. The problem is he's in dope clothing. So they're like, oh no, he's wearing cool clothes. He cannot wear cool clothes in this scene because in that scene he's not wearing cool clothes. So they found a way to strip him of his clothing in an immediate instance before then to cover their butts.
Of course.
And I'm like, and that's how this is like Lost. It's how left field Tsunamura is, where he's like, we'll just shove it in there, don't worry. Just take his clothes off. And I'm like, I mean, you're right, but what?
I remember watching
hilarious.
Lost, and all I remember from that is, I forgot the actor's name, but the rock star. I remember his heroin addiction or something like that, and that's the only that and the smoke monster
I've
that was
seen
there for like
one episode.
2 episodes. That's all I remember.
I have seen one
and
episode
the countdown,
of Lost.
the countdown that didn't matter.
Oh, I was blessed to have a foreign exchange student from Germany that came to my farm, my family's farm as we were growing up.
Yeah.
A whole other side story of how hilarious that is. This German, like 16-year-old being like, let's go clubbing on Tuesdays. And then he's like, what do we do here? I'm like, nothing.
Nothing.
And so he's like, I can't handle this. He bought a PS5 immediately. Or PS3.
Yeah,
PS3
yeah.
at the time. And he was like, I can't do that.
PS5.
Yeah, he's like, I
Man
can't
was
do that.
time traveling
He
to
must have.
2022, 2021, and just was like, no, I'm gonna time travel back with this like really new console, this idea.
But
No.
one of the things that, oh shoot, I forgot what was going on about this. What was I talking about?
The German
Kingdom Hearts.
exchange student, Lost. We were
nothing
talking about
happens here.
Lost.
Oh,
wait.
Lost.
Yeah.
He loved Lost.
Yes.
He loved Lost. Everything about it. And he was so excited for the final season, and it was the year of the final season. And I'm like, I don't know this show, I don't know anything about it, but I'll sit down and you explain to me everything that's happening for the final season. I'll watch the final season with you, which is great because I didn't have to watch the rest of the show and be disappointed. I was like, man, I was really out there. Okay, yeah, totally. And I'm watching his excitement just dwindle over the course of the season, and mine just increase over the course of the season. Where I'm like, this is stupider and stupider. This is amazing. I don't have to watch the last 6 years of this. This is awesome. And he's just sad at the end. He's like, oh, I guess it ends. And I was like, I didn't have to have any build up, nothing. Perfect.
That's hilarious.
Man, that was such a
I love
weird
it so much.
show.
Oh my god.
Didn't it turn out that they were like, I'm not gonna, never mind. We just go watch Lost. It's
I need to watch
or
this
not.
now.
Or
Maybe
not.
not though, because I feel like
watch
I feel like I have other shows to watch with more substance.
Yeah, watch something that explains all of Lost, but in an hour or so, because that's probably
like one of those just speed
better
runs
worth
of
your
it.
time, yeah.
But
it was interesting.
That's a YouTube thing I want to see now. I want YouTubers. I'm sorry to cut you off. I want YouTubers.
No.
Someone to be a guy who's like, "Did you not watch this show? Here's your recap," and just
the Spark
accurate.
Notes, notes of it.
The Spark Notes version of the
Because
show.
I Spark Notes every book.
That's hilarious.
In high school, except the ones that they were
Why?
like, you get to pick which one you want to do. Or 1984, then I actually read.
I love that book. 1984 is...
Because I looked up the Spark Notes and I
phenomenal.
was like, what? And then I had to
No,
read it.
I was that kid. I would read. I still read very fast. I can process information kind of at hyper speed.
Weird flex,
except
but
for the
okay.
parts where
Weird flex, yeah.
except for when I forget it and have to reread the page, and then I can just read it in less than a minute and be done. But so I was that kid. I would read it in 24 hours, or if in elementary school when you had to get ahead on chapters and things like that.
Yeah.
Or when you had to read a certain chapter by this date, I would have the entire book done in 24 hours. That was just I wasn't an overachiever. I was a little bit of an overachiever.
too much Halo to play to do that.
Fair.
There were aliens to be killed, humans to be saved.
But listen, right? Okay. Will, wait, I'm going to just say this just out of pocket because I realized this and I was like, I need to... Okay, Will, Don dog-ears his pages. Don dog-ears his pages.
I don't have a book that I can...
You dog-ear your pages?
No.
Are you 11?
No. I don't actually. Haley was talking about it. Haley was talking about it, and then I pulled out a book and I was like...
And started dog-earing
you hate
the
it
pages.
whenever people
Why
do
would you
this? You hate it when people do this?
Get a bookmark. Literally anything suffices.
I have one. I literally have one right here.
Rip a piece of paper. Rip a piece of paper.
Somewhere.
Get a nice bookmark. Anything. But
don't dog-ear.
Do not dog-ear your pages.
No, I mean, but it's just so much easier. You just fold a little corner.
No.
Sometimes you can just rip the corner off
and then never pick it up again.
It depends on the book. It depends on the book. That's true for most books,
sad.
yes. But the Halo series,
then
I've got.
You dog-ear.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
See, I'm that person who I have a library in my
I don't dog-ear
room.
books. I don't dog-ear books. I have a library as well.
If I catch
but I
you
have a
dog-ear-
whole library.
If I catch you dog-earing your pages ever,
I will pull out any
You already
book.
know I'm calling you out on it, and I am going... You know what you need? You need to wreck this journal. That's what you need. You know the Wreck This Journal book that's pages and instructions on how to ruin it? Pour coffee on this page or rip this page in half or something like that.
I would never use it. I would just be there and everyone's like, oh, did you wreck your book at all? I'm like, no, I haven't gotten to it. And so it's just It's like all of
It's
those
like-
like journals I have that people give me. Oh, you should journal. I'm like, oh, I love journaling, and then I never touch any of them, so they're all empty.
Yeah, same. I've literally got one right here. Yeah,
Speaking of empty
a
notebooks,
journal that's just empty. Those are nice.
Oh, they're pretty journals.
Ow, that hurt. Okay, this one. Okay, this one is my favorite. I use this. I haven't used it yet because I want to actually use
it
it
a
for a
Bible?
campaign. This is a leather-bound notebook.
This is also a leather-bound notebook.
Made in Italy.
Signed by Tech9 and Chris Calico and a couple other
Yo.
people.
Quick, let me find something
literally-
random.
There's Chris Calico.
Random.
We got.
This is a pillow. If you smell
Don't know.
it smells like sage.
Oh,
given to
nice!
me.
You got a sage pillow.
Wait, I
Fuck
love
yeah.
sage. I
That's
love
relaxing.
the smell of sage.
That
You can
one's
hear it if you want
Tech9.
ASMR. It's probably like, wait.
Oh,
I hear it a little
Crew.
bit.
Cess Crew signed this.
I heard it a little bit. That was actually kind of nice.
Thank you.
Does it have like the little beads in it? Is that
It
what
has.
it is?
I think it's actually just herbs in there. I don't know.
It's like you open it up and it's just a lie. It was never sage. It's just plastic. Maybe just sage scented plastic.
Oh man, I just see how Blythe
That-
sent me a question of like, "Are you swole?" And I was like, "Not anymore." I was the healthiest I was 4 years
Oh my
ago.
god. So yeah, Will. I like that we're almost an hour into the podcast and we still haven't asked you a single question. Tell us about who you are and what you do.
I mean,
Just
I feel like you've got a
general-
good grasp of who I am just by.
But for people who don't know.
Well, I mean,
No, you say I mean, and I'm like, well, go on.
I was gonna make a stupid joke. Never mind.
Uh,
I realized it was actually terrible, and no. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Tell us about who you are.
Dawn, have you been drinking again?
No, actually, no. This is me sober.
That's a little terrifying to think about.
You're worse. Don't ever. No, don't.
True.
Don't believe that. That's bad. Drinking is alcohol is poison.
Alcohol
Tasty-
is poison. Don't drink.
tasty
It's not
poison.
good.
But it's poison.
I
It ruins
don't
your brain.
drink.
Tasty poison.
Absolutely. ruins your brain. As for me, I don't even know where to start with these things. I hate talking in third person because it sounds pretentious. I don't like talking about myself, which also sounds a little pretentious. But
Not if we asked you, which we did.
I guess if you just, yeah, you got me there. So I grew up on a small farm in Delaware, middle of nowhere.
Excellent.
It's cute. Went to film
Nice.
school thinking I liked to tell stories, which I still do, without realizing deep down in my soul that I liked video games and designing things that you could really fall in love with and be a part of. Movies were very like one-sided, and I liked how games could make you add your own spin on things and feel
And make you feel like you're the main character.
Yeah.
feel more connected to what you're doing. And so I fell into that route and started making more things like that, like installations and ways that people communicate in digital spaces. Because I was like, oh, the future is really a means to help us communicate and be better people. And so went off and did VR work, a lot of VR.
That's awesome.
Super fun storytelling
That's so
specifically, and then moved over more towards AR, which is trying to put things in your space with you.
Alternate reality. Yeah.
And I love escape rooms and immersive narrative work. So like actors who act with you, a lot of LARPing in some ways, but
Yeah.
not in the way that I'm not going around with cardboard swords. I mean like trying to do actual character work.
Yeah. More
Super
on the improv side, less on the fireball side.
Like, yeah.
I can
Like
blow things up with my
actual
mind.
character
kinda guy.
development.
Yeah, there you go.
Kind of like, yeah, like character development, like real stories and like
Yeah.
genuine experiences. Yeah.
It's kind of like I like to walk around Renaissance Fair, but not talk to anyone for more than 2 minutes. Like I like the atmosphere of being there and feeling like maybe I'm in this previous time, but please don't give me an accent for that long. I that's too much. You're trying too hard. Please go back and throw knives over there. Like it's fine. And so yeah, now I'm and then I started making freelance content, doing stuff in like video game engines and working in Unreal and Unity to build things that are traditionally games, with a lot of twists for real-time ways for characters to interact with people. And the last job I worked on that is still just about to go live is with a very famous character from a very known universe in the game world that actually communicates with fans directly. It's kind of like VTubing, but with characters that you actually care about and know are from a different universe that you kind of wish you could talk to. So
That's awesome.
all that is
That's
really,
part
really
of
fun.
Yeah, that's part of why I love like cons and stuff. Whenever you get to go and meet the voice actors that have been playing a character for so long that they're able to actually embody that character and say stuff in character and just play with the audience and stuff like that. That is awesome.
It's exactly that, and I think what I'd like to do is actually give the character visually that representation as well. I don't want to hide the VO talent, but I do like that sometimes people want to connect with the character as the character, and they also don't want to have that illusion broken for them, and we respect that, we get that.
Oh yeah.
I think I actually really like that about that one VTuber, I forgot her name, she runs real time, but she
Melody.
she has her no, it's I'll get it later. She has her own character, Code Miko. She has her own character,
Miko,
and everyone's like,
okay.
She grinds on my gears, just performance-wise. But
Same.
she has a very good separation of the character versus the operator, and everyone's like, we know who you are. We acknowledge this. We're also acknowledging your main character. You're a symbiotic relationship that works out really well. That works wonders. I think that there's a good honoring there of both parties. That gets really into the heady stuff. But now I'm, as of this last week, over at Meta. I work at the Meta. I can say absolutely nothing else about that.
That's fair. Yeah, it's very secretive, I understand.
Yeah.
But that is awesome.
Metaverse
That is
stuff,
super
though.
Especially
cool.
well, because when things are in development, right? Like it's hard to predict what will come of things like that, right? So you can't really talk about it in a public space for obvious reasons. But we're very happy for you and your new job.
Yeah, that is super
You seemed
cool.
really, really
Congratulations.
excited about it too. Like when you were like, "I'm going to do a new job," and I was like,
It's fun.
"Hell yeah!"
It's a real upgrade in life where I've never before had a job, not really had a job where it's like go in at 9, have a lunch break for an hour, go home at 5, and I'm like,
and be done.
is
with
that it? But when do
Yeah.
I work until midnight? When do I do this other
Like
thing?
when do you
When do
like
I have
never
to
stop
crunch all
working? When
night?
are you always on the clock? Yeah.
I'm addicted to making stuff and working in my own time, so I have to kind of knock that habit down a notch and say, hey, to take a little bit of time to either work on your Twitch presence or work on games that you want to make or work on yourself or read or stream.
That's super cool.
You need to stream more.
I know, and I have. You'll laugh. I'll tell you my schedule, by the way, so you know how crazy my life is. I have work until 5. On Mondays, I have a D&D session every other Monday. Every other Monday of that one, I have a man dinner. A bunch of guys that I know from college get together and make each other dinner.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
That's
Valuable
awesome.
That's amazing.
Life tool. Learn to cook well. Cook for friends.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Those are Mondays. Tuesdays, I have therapy right after work, and then after therapy, I have men's group for 3 hours, which is a bunch of men getting together to do therapy. That's a whole evening.
Excellent.
Also very important to
I
do
love
exploratory,
Well,
emotional work.
just the one thing I want to say real quick. I love the fact that like men therapy is a thing too, just because like society puts so much pressure on y'all to not show emotions. It's like, no, you have to be like this, and this. You gotta be a quote unquote man, and like you can't be vulnerable ever. And then it's like, well, why not? Like, what? Like, I think that it's so dumb that just like and obviously it's very not to invalidate people's feelings because it's totally valid because that's absolutely what it like. I mean, as a woman, they expect me to be vulnerable, but I also, in a way, sometimes feel like I can't be because it's like I want to break that stereotype, even though it's like it's okay to be vulnerable and feel things and things like that. But I will never understand that societal pressure to not be able to like express emotion.
And to really kind of run on top of that is that the men's group is not meant to be this is the place you explore emotions. It's also meant to be a place of, did you not know that you could? A lot of us aren't even aware of that being the case.
Exactly.
And we're practicing. It's not even a thing of like, you go here and men just start crying. We actually have to work ourselves to be okay with not quantifying things. Like sometimes like, oh yeah, that kind of bothered me a little. And you're like, did it bother you a little or a lot? And like the guys will literally ask those questions like, how much did it bother you? And you're like, a little. Was it a little? No. Exactly. Like you don't
There you go.
You're not supposed to quantify anything because
and that's
we just do
something
that.
And that's something that I, as a woman, will never understand because I haven't had that same experience. So, like, normalizing that, I applaud that because that is very much like, I wish that was more normalized.
It's an ongoing practice, and they meditate, which I still have to learn to do properly. And then Wednesday is VR chat. Every VR chat, we could do Rec Room. We have others. VR chat's my main. But essentially 6 o'clock on Wednesdays, Pacific Standard Time, and Lucci knows this if he's in here, we actually go into VR chat, myself and a bunch of my colleagues that have been working in VR for years, and actually a lot of immersive performers, actors who go to like South by Southwest and all these places to like do all these festivals that have won many awards, just hang out and go world hop and learn about the platform and communicate and just catch up.
That's awesome.
Like an hour every Wednesday.
Cool.
And we're trying to do more. People can open up and do other places, but that's the staple, and we've been doing it for years.
Are you streaming this, or is this just something that you do in a group?
Weirdly enough, I've kind of thought about streaming it. I haven't.
Yeah.
There's another member of the group that streams every Wednesday, and it's actually, we love him for it. We think he's great, and he takes all the photos. He's a really good way to capture it. Like, he just loves to be the guy who captures. But sometimes we talk about industry things that are not public. Like,
very much so.
Like moments
private.
where, have you ever been to like an event, like a conference or something, where you're talking to a VO person and they give you this tip or this story from a job they did that technically should never go out, but you feel so honored to have that knowledge,
have that experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
And imagine there's a guy right behind you recording it live to the internet.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen. People get really weird about it now, and it's not. We do love all the recordings, but it's something where it makes everyone kind of like I can talk about working at Meta, but I couldn't get into maybe like
into
industry
the
level
details
details
that you want to.
Yeah.
Like
NDA,
and
like,
not NDA blocked details. Of like, I work on things in the AR platform, I think. Yeah. I'm like, do I do those things? But like I can get into like more with volumetric capture and get into technical things.
And like get excited about it, kind of. It allows you to kind of like have like those kind of like that emotional attachment and be able to like gush about it and like really like discuss it without having like the pressure of like, can I actually say this? Am I allowed to say this? I'm like, how much can I go into? And then that overthinking starts.
Yeah, dude, that's so cool. I've been trying to get into Unreal and all sorts of stuff like that, and like Blender and rendering out stuff, but I want to like get into the AR VR side of it as well, and like it's just
they are
awesome
connected.
They
are 100% connected, and learning one helps learn the other.
Yeah.
I highly encourage it. I think the engines can be really intimidating, and if you find one element of it that you like, you're like, oh, and you just steer into that, then you won't have as difficult a time understanding what to do.
Yeah, I love Blender. I've been getting into Unreal for the live capturing. I don't know if you know Corridor Digital. They did.
Love those guys.
Like
I passed by them in LA and I fangirled around them, which is
funny. I would too, man. I've seen every one of their videos. They have Sam did a virtual production where they had everybody up on a green screen, but they were recording for their D&D podcast, but live. Like
D&D,
it was,
man.
Don't get it, Haley, into and talking about D&D. We will talk about it for the rest of the hour.
Hours.
This is not the graveyard dice, by the way. The graveyard dice do not make it to camera ever because they are in the graveyard hoping that they learn their lesson, you know,
Yeah.
because they've rolled too many natural ones.
I feel like you need to find a way to melt down the graveyard dice into new dice as a recycling method.
Or
And
I
then
could just
make
buy more
new
dice.
cool colors. We got to work on that actually. Yeah, we should do that.
What me?
I'll help you.
Not me
I'll
buying
help
new
you
dice.
melt
Okay.
down your dice
Okay,
into new
I'm
die.
still gonna buy new dice though.
We can get you die molds.
Yeah.
You know, oh my metal dice are in the other room. I was gonna show my metal dice. They're really cool.
But that
I've got
some
mine.
of them are expensive.
I actually
metal
didn't
dice
know
are so cool.
that you did. I knew you did like program. Are you still there, Will?
Ah! Nope, he's back.
Oh
He's
no.
back.
That was weird.
Oh no.
I think I
Here,
got
here, let's.
I don't know why it happened.
Ah.
We're fine.
Can
Okay.
one of the mods leave and come back?
No,
I'm
he's
here.
got his camera on.
I'm here.
Oh,
Just got a camera
excellent, awesome, excellent. Oh, okay.
Hell
There's
yeah.
only 21 people.
We're
now.
good. Yeah, we're good. Only as if this is not like our biggest audience yet.
We're fine.
We've had 21 before. Anyway,
That's true.
but yeah, I thought you were in. I knew you were into like the programming and whatnot, but I didn't know it was AR programming and stuff like that. And like,
Wait until you learn that it's all the same.
it's all the same.
You
Yeah,
just get into programming, real-time stuff. It's slight changes, harder limitations, but it's the same.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, my best friend and I, we started going into programming at the same time because we both wanted to make video games and stuff. He's working with, I don't even remember, but he works for the state now, programming their ridiculous systems. But I couldn't hack it at college. I'm so ADHD that I just would forget everything or just be in the middle of doing homework and then stop and do something else so I went more into the filming and I'm going to I thought I could do it on my own filming wise, so I just got a camera, really nice one, and went out there and started doing stuff. But then you really have to have you have to have people that you know to get anywhere, and the way to do that is film school and stuff like that. So finally going
yes
to
and
film
no.
school. Yes and
Yes and
no,
no.
but I've been doing it for like 3 or 4 years trying to build those connections and stuff, and it's just I live in Oklahoma. Basically the only way is through film school. So
Fair.
but you're right, yes and
give you
no.
that.
It's
Yeah.
in LA probably not
Yeah.
very necessary. You can go out and just meet those people. In Oklahoma, not so much. Not so
Yeah.
much.
I mean, I was talking to you about this like last week, I think, Will. And I know Don knows this too. I am probably transferring my degree. I'm like pretty much set on it. Right now I'm in working towards a bachelor in music theater.
Okay.
But I'm taking a year off this year. Mental health reasons, self-care
Fair.
year kind of situation. Musical theater online does not work.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
need a
graduated
stage.
high school in 2020, and then went right into first year. It was online, and I was like, I can do this. And then I was like, hey, I can't do this, and so then I decided to take this past year off, which is almost over because second year, I would have been at the end of my second year. But I'm going back next year in the same program because it's too late to transfer right now. Also, I mean, I can benefit from another year of doing like the conservatory education because the degree I'm currently in is a joint program between a college and a university. My degree comes from the university, but you spend the first 2 years at the college doing a conservatory education and the last 2 years in a more liberal arts setting. So I could benefit from another year of the conservatory education and like doing more practical, like very much like on stage everything. but then I am planning to switch over into film and media, specializing in media and performance production, because I fell in love. So the past year has been really informative for me. I've made a lot of connections. Literally, I have a podcast now. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we have a podcast now, but I know Dawn now,
We
which
bought
is
a
like
zoo.
part of the reason. And I know you, and I know Hunter, and I know like a bunch of like cool voice actor people. And I really fell in love with like directing and like script writing, filmmaking, voice acting, like all of these things that are a little more like
Media production.
behind the scenes and like yeah. And so I was like, this is a cool thing. I kind of want to learn how to do this. What the heck? And so I've been like reading things and doing like kind of like, because I guess I can look at things and have a perspective about it and like understand from the outside perspective, but I want to like flip it around kind of and like now get into like the technical stuff of like why and like how does this actually like, how do you do this from like basically nothing?
So
essentially start from scratch.
I couldn't help but hear outside when you said it, and I was like, yeah.
Oh my god. Okay,
beautiful.
I'm not
Canadian.
No, it's great. It's great when you're yeah, it happens. Which is awesome. I like my favorite thing from people from Michigan is when they say station wagon. Get the wagon. The station wagon.
What the heck is that? What the heck is that?
A station wagon.
That
Station wagon.
A station wagon.
Not.
Oh, get the wagon. I've heard him say wagon.
Yep.
I believe it.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
honestly, it is my pure anxiety that leads me to wanting to learn every facet of all of entertainment, because I feel like it makes me feel better to comfort other people in my knowledge. If I was a performer, for example, and someone's like, yeah, just record this VO for me, I'm like, okay. If I start asking them the questions that they would normally ask me first, it almost proves via social contract that I understand them. Like, oh, what format would you like that in? Do you want that in stereo or mono? What's the bitrate that you want for these things? Which normally performers are not required in the higher up tiers to know these things. However, it shows this weird level of mutual respect that the person suddenly goes, you understand my trade, you understand what I need to do. That's hard, it takes time to learn.
Yeah.
But my anxiety alone has led me to go down rabbit holes of learning so that someone can go, oh, this guy knows this thing. Which is a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like being a generalist is so much better. Well, we all need our specialists, but being a generalist just opens so many avenues. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I want to know as much information as possible. Also, like you said, there's that mutual respect where it's like, you respect what I do, you know the work that it takes, and like you understand what needs to be done. And because a lot of people, there's a lot of, I guess, stereotypes about what the entertainment industry is, especially when it comes to being like on screen or on stage or whatever. And people just think, oh yeah, you just get up on a stage and say words. But in realization, they don't see like, no, there's like a literal like, you have to study this. Like, you have to study what makes a good actor. Like, we were talking about Stanislavski and Uta Hagen. And, like, I mean, Uta Hagen freaking...
Just for anyone else who's listening, you did not just jumble a bunch of words together. Those are names.
Those are names of actors and actors.
Yeah, so Uta Hagen is one of the founders of acting, basically, is what you could call her. That's what she is. She has this method which... are essentially the 9 questions that you should ask yourself about your character. So like, for example, like, who am I? How old am I? Basic information of like, what are my beliefs? Like, you go through literally everything and you create this entire life for your character that your character has lived prior, that involves morality and like, essentially, how does their brain work? Which is ultimately what it is. And I mean, as somebody who also very much, like, psychology is very intriguing to me. I could never be a psychologist, nor would I want to do that. But this is, like, a kind of indirect way of, like, learning about psychology in a way, because you literally have to pick apart a person's brain because, I mean, yes, they're not real, but in a sense, they are, especially as an actor. Like, you make these characters real. They feel like a real person, especially when you have to embody them for so long. There's an actual connection there, and you literally have to pick apart their brain and, like, think about their mannerisms and, like, how they would react. And you have to put yourself outside of your character because you can't influence your character's decisions. That has to be solely your character. That can't be, obviously you can have like creative input of like, okay, this would be really cool, but at the end of the day, you have to think about what your character would do.
And a lot of times what makes it good casting for a lot of movies and shows and whatnot is actors or performers that find the character to be an extension of themselves rather than something completely opposite, which is usually what makes us the most surprised when we see some brilliant performance. It's because it's usually because it fights our expectations of that person. Meryl Streep, however, has such range that she personifies the ability to go, I can see you in all of your roles, but I can't tell myself this is Meryl Streep playing this person. All I can see is that character as a small fragment of her.
That's the best.
Yeah.
That is the best.
Like, and no, Meryl Streep is a phenomenal actress. Like, literally so inspiring. Like, the biggest compliment I've ever received as an actor is my acting teacher. This was last year. We had to do like contrasting monologues, and she looked at me playing this one character, and she's like, I forgot who I was looking at for the entire thing. Forgot that it was you.
It's always excellent.
That is my 100% best comment I've ever received on anything involving acting, because I don't want somebody to look at me and see, especially if you know me, I don't want you to look at me and see me. I want you to see a completely different person. Obviously, there can be similarities because you have to draw from something as an actor, right? Essentially, when you play a character, after you're finished with that character, it's almost like a part of you stays with that character that you've played and spent so much time with, and a piece of them stays with you. It's almost like a bit of a trade-off. Like, I learn something every single time I jump into a new character. I'm like, okay, what am I going to learn today? And, like, there's so many lessons and so much wisdom from these characters because, I mean, first-hand experience, I will never understand a lot of the life experiences that I've had to kind of portray. There's some parts of their stories that I will never know or experience. Hopefully.
I
in some cases.
One of the things I wanted to do growing up that I was not dissuaded from doing exactly, but I know that I leaned more towards being behind the camera and doing all these things.
Yes,
so I did want to be an actor from the beginning. And what I found interesting is that I had two reasons. One is like, oh wow, I can find and gather and obtain and replicate world experience to thus make myself more whole. And two, I really wanted to learn things. I was like, actors, the big ones, get paid to learn the coolest things.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, hold on, I want someone to pay me to sword fight, to pay me to ride horses, to pay me to kill Batman.
Yes.
Like, there's all these
Kill
things
Batman,
that could be paid.
To kill Batman.
Absolutely. That's part of why
I want to kill Batman.
I went out and I
want to put a
started
pencil
learning.
through a man's head. How do I do it?
I want to be Joker too, man.
I want to learn the
God.
steps
Teach
to
me how
cooking
to
crystal
do
meth,
it.
but in improper order.
In the prop. I have some friends that can teach you that.
No, I want improper order. I want it wrong.
Okay.
I want it the way Bryan Cranston was taught it, which is generally this is the beaker that you would use if you had to use it.
If you
said
had,
the government.
if
It was
you
great.
Had. Yeah. No, yeah, that's why I went out and learned all sorts of, like, I do fencing. I've done all sorts of stuff in pursuit of being a better actor and being able to have that on my on my resume and say, yes, I take lessons for saber and foil fencing. Yes, I can ride horseback. I can ride horseback with such and such saddle, European style, bareback.
Western.
Yeah,
English,
I shoot
Western,
guns.
whatever.
I actually shoot guns. I go out. I want to be in action movies, so I actually went out and started shooting guns. And that's the best. Like, I did it before John Wick and before they were like, oh, the best way to do it is to actually do it. I knew that. I was like, yes, finally they understand the best way is to actually do.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
I
we get
love
to learn such cool things, and
I
like,
love that. I want to be an
Yeah.
actor as well, but I at the same time I want to be a director, producer, cameraman
wanna do
more
everything.
so now.
I just want to do
I
everything.
do too. I
Which
just want to
is
do everything.
obviously like that sounds ambitious, which it totally is. But like I'm here for it, and I'm like,
But as Will was
if I
saying,
can
it's
take-
better to know how to do
It's better-
everything, and then whenever you find exactly
Exactly.
what you want to do, then you can, as long as it's within the same field, you can
yeah, and
you
you
know,
can do
show your
like you can
knowledge of
do
all
like
that.
an acting job here and like a directing thing here, and like you can do multiple things. I don't think like
That's why I love this
the
field.
thing that I see a lot too now, being out of high school and looking back, like I have 2 younger siblings who are currently in high school and are like, what am I gonna do with my life? And I tell people, like, you don't have to decide one thing. If you want to do like 2 different things, obviously as long as it's like feasible, do it. You can, it's okay to change your mind. If you decide you want to do this thing and then 2 years later you're like, no, I don't really like this, I want to do something else. Do the something else that you want to do. The only way you will ever truly be satisfied in life is if you actually do what you want to
Yeah.
do.
Facts.
What I've also gathered from the professional world that I've entered is
Yes,
that everyone's currently
please.
seeking, job seekers can know this, for job providers, whatever, is that everyone wants to be a T-shape. That's the idea, is that you want to be specialized with deep knowledge, if you can, of something that you really, really love, and broad knowledge on top of that, of just a little bit like the keywords, things you really need to understand, the basic processes, which makes a good producer, makes a great director, makes camera people, they can focus on camera, but like most everyone can focus on different things. But having a really specific knowledge with a overarching on top of that for like basic stuff covers pretty much any industry with enough to get you anywhere that you want to go, if as long as it is where you want to specify.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Which is like kind of where I'm at now. Like I have a very extensive knowledge of what it's like as like, obviously I know a lot about the voice and singing, and I know a lot about acting, and I've done the studying for that. I'm not done learning. That's not to say I'm done learning about either of those things. That just means now I want to like broaden that knowledge and learn more about the other aspects of it as well, while still honing in, because again, you're never done learning. There's no cap at the amount of knowledge that you can have or the things that you can learn, which is why I think it's so fun when I go into like doing something that I supposedly already know how to do. I almost go into it like I know absolutely nothing. We're looking at this with fresh eyes, and we're seeing what I can learn from that. Because you like, if you think you know everything, you're wrong, first of all. Second of all, it's going to be very hard to learn something new if you go at it being like, I know everything, because then you're just going to turn away potential details of knowledge that you may not have had previously.
Yeah, I'm going into film school with the thoughts of the 5 years that I've learned all of this stuff. I'm just going to set that aside and just let my teachers teach me. You've got to be able to learn and be teachable. Being teachable is the biggest asset you can possibly have.
And for actors, being directable.
Yes.
Let the director direct you.
Oh,
please.
did my camera stopped.
Oh no.
Oh no, Don.
It's doing the
Please,
thing.
not this
Hold
again.
on.
Please, not again. happened yesterday. Don't restart your computer this time, please. We don't want to lose this podcast.
Happens to the best of us.
It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, like, I mean, there's so many people that are, like, that I've seen that have been like, oh yeah, like, I know what I'm doing. It's fine. And, like, are afraid to almost, like, be taught. Because like, at least from what I've perceived it to be, not saying that this is what it is, but it's
My camera's
almost
overheating.
like they feel, oh no.
It's too hot in my room.
Oh no. Dawn, are we okay? We're gonna be okay?
Requiescat en pace.
But it's almost like, you know, like it's almost like they feel invalidated and as if they know nothing.
Well.
When somebody's trying to teach them how to do something new. And that's not what it is. It's not to invalidate or like be like, oh, you don't know anything, so let me teach you how to do this thing. It's just trying to give you other perspectives. So keep an open mind, I guess I would say to people. Like, keep an open mind. I mean, again, what do I know? I'm still very young. I'm only 19. But, you know, I mean, we all have so much more to learn too. So like never
So true.
kind of it's like improv. Yes and. Don't shut down an idea. I guess. I don't know.
I'm just agreeing with you. Wise beyond your years is definitely on that
I might become just a
Really?
A field of stars, which I apologize. But yeah, my camera might shut down again. It's overheating.
Return to that from which you came.
Yeah. I might have to do that right now because it is overheating, and I do not want to destroy this sensor. This is a very expensive sensor.
So what now, Don? What do you need to do?
Just shut off my camera. Off? Yeah.
So we'll hear your audio for the rest.
But
not
yeah,
video?
yeah. Audio will be fine.
You'll
video,
still be recording
maybe not
our video,
so much.
though?
Yes, your video, everything, nothing has to change. We'll be fine.
Sick.
Nothing has to change.
I just have to shut this down.
As a broad statement, nobody take that as a broad statement.
No, I'm sorry. No, yeah, don't actually. No, things need to change.
A lot of stuff has to change, but nothing.
I feel like that was explanatory, but I just
podcast-wise.
thought I'd throw that out. Nothing podcast-wise needs to change, but many things in the world need to change, please and thank you. Yes. Change is not entirely a bad thing, which can be a very hard concept at times.
Yes, it can.
Experience.
But okay, so
anyway.
Yeah, I was going to ask about your Twitch.
Sure.
Yes.
Do you often stream, or is it?
I used to. And now I need to get back into it. And I was trying to talk about my schedule being like, it's disastrous. I think if I was looking at things properly, it might be Wednesdays, Thursdays, or Fridays, and maybe once in the weekends, trying to figure out when to do that now that I have a regular job. I do. I have some, but I could get more.
I can Twitch mod. I apparently know how to do that now since Hunter was like, here you go.
Hey, Haley is Hunter and Kaivo's
I'm not Kai's
mods.
Twitch mod. I am not Kai's Twitch mod.
Oh, I thought you. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
No, that's Mads. I am not.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm Hunter's Twitch mod somehow. But if you need
want to be a Twitch mod for me? I'm thinking about streaming too.
Sure.
Yes, please do that. We'll do it all together. I would love that. I would love to be part of the Minecraft server as that one's coming.
I'll give you the IP.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna be. I mostly do YouTube instead of Twitch streaming, or because I say some things that are a little off color, but not too bad. You know, not
you
terrible,
like chartreuse?
But yeah, chartreuse. Some things that I would not like to be on video forever, but things that are
chartreuse?
I don't know. I was like, that's an off color.
It is an off color. But yeah, things that aren't too terrible, but also things that I hang out with a bunch of Australians, and so they say the C word.
They don't stream well.
They say the C word all the time, and so it is transferred over to me. I call my friends the C word. I say the C word way too much. So
they call each other chat. Chat.
Yeah, chat.
Put the likes in that chat. Everyone's like, oh, stop saying chat, please. For the love
Chat.
of God.
Wait, Will, do you watch Critical Role?
Actually, about I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I watched most of one episode. I used to watch all of the Mighty Nine, and I watched the TV series for Vox
No.
Machina.
Okay. Can
Fair.
you
I haven't
can
watched
you
most
please
recently.
watch Campaign 3? Please watch Campaign 3. I need to
the
rant
recaps.
about it.
They
to
take
some-
forever.
No. Just no,
No.
it's really funny to watch. I'm telling you, Campaign
does
3
take
is
forever.
amazing. But once you get caught up, then you're caught up, and you just have to watch it once a week.
You see, I just think Matthew Mercer's just a little overhyped.
Yeah. Is this the right one? I think that's the old one. Will,
Okay,
I
well,
think that's
that's
the
fine.
old
I'm
one.
glad
I'll
I
give you
sent
the
that to
new
you.
IP. Yes, I'll give you the new
Minecraft.
IP.
Yes, which
Yeah.
I want to
Yes,
make
so-
videos. I want to make YouTube
So
videos.
yeah, come to the Minecraft. Will, where you're gonna spawn, you'll see a giant sphere. That's me. I built my base, and it's a sphere.
Wait, are you telling me? Wait, what server is this?
That's
I'm
Haley's
talking about-
personal
This
server.
is this is the staff server.
Oh, I didn't know staff
That's the
had
one
its
we're
own
all playing
server. Oh,
I
boy.
made one. I made one for staff. With like one exception or like 2 exceptions.
You can't have exceptions,
yes.
Haley. We've got to
Well,
kick them.
You know what? Okay.
I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
this is. Wait, is this the one that matches? Yes.
Um,
Yes, that is the new IP.
my poor
Yes.
camera. Yeah,
So that is the new IP for the server. You should totally come play with us. Occasionally, we'd love to have you stream it.
I never thought I'd stream Minecraft more than 10 years after I first downloaded it.
right, right.
It's honestly, Minecraft is such a vibe though. Also, there are a few data packs on it. There's like the timber one, which is like if you use an axe to cut down the base of a tree, it'll cut down the whole tree, so you don't have to
Ugh.
spend 5 hours mining wood.
Beautiful.
Right? Also, it's not keep inventory on, it's called graves. Essentially, when you die, it'll be turned into a little grave that you have to right-click with an empty hand, and then you'll get your stuff back.
Oh.
But you have to find the grave first.
So when does the Vox SMP? When is that happening?
We don't
'Cause
know.
I can't say any details, but what
Fair.
I'm saying to you is that I have to ask Hunter to either give that to us to run for him moving forward, or
He is a busy man.
that is an
He's
understatement.
so-
That is an
that is
understatement. Yeah.
Literally, so usually he responds to me within like a few days with DMs, but like it's been far and few between, and I'm not
It's
bugging
been
him because
one
he's
way
so
since-
busy.
sorry.
He's so busy right now. It's crazy. I mean, I'm so happy for him though. Like
that
I,
is
I
cool.
spent
He's
a
really-
very good long weekend
yeah.
with him and other friends, and it was amazing. And I can't say why
Yeah,
yet.
and Havi.
I mean, I know why though. I think.
Yeah.
Right. Yes,
He's
I
great.
know why.
He's great. He's just busy as all
Busy.
get out. And
Busy.
there's busy
Busy.
as in he's working really hard, and there's busy as in busy.
Busy.
Um,
Yeah. No, I
But
understand.
we'll
both.
probably know more. He did, I think, leak a little bit of information earlier.
He did.
But by accident. But we'll know more soon. Very soon.
Excellent.
Nice.
And
Yeah,
then when that happens,
um,
I'm sure that that's why I'm not making any moves yet.
The
I'm not
server is going
making-
to explode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not making my own server yet because I really want to see where House of Ox goes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it could get crazy.
It's going to get crazy.
Yeah, it 100% will.
It's going to get absolutely nutty. So speaking of the server, I'm thinking about doing voiceover stuff.
Yes.
Like voiceover practice and voiceover feedback stuff. I don't know if you know, I'm you know VO Town, the
I am a member
sister server.
Of VO
Yeah.
Town.
I'm one of the mods
I invited
in there.
you to VO Town.
I do the voiceover feedback section. So if anybody posts voiceover, anything they
Yeah.
want feedback on. Recently, I've been super busy, so it's been like 5
Yeah.
days till I and then I'll do a batch of responses. But yeah, I'll give
also-
responses in the voiceover feedback. But I want to do
Yeah.
that in both servers and have have sections where I, or like run some what are they called, stages where I give feedback, and we do live stuff, live performances
feedback.
and feedback.
Yeah.
It is a fun idea. I encourage it. I would love nothing more than to see that one kind of blossom, and then I just randomly show up and I look on him. Hear my take, and just have you go. That was amazing. Please never do it
excellent. Again. No, I'll tell you,
Hey,
it's very
no,
nice,
Will,
and
you
then
should-
I'll give you advice on your next performance.
Thank you.
I'm going to be probably doing some, not on VO Town. However, I am going to be running some events on VO Town pretty soon, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
But on House of Vox, I am going to be starting to do some like singing feedback, coaching situation things. Will, I don't know if you sing. You probably don't. I don't know. But if you want to learn.
In the car on my own crying.
Same.
That's
I've
amazing.
attempted to in front of other people that also ended
Yeah.
up crying.
Yeah.
But mostly other people that were listening to me were crying. I cried afterward. But yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely. No, I was about to make some kind of joke where it's like, oh yeah, when I sang, other people cry.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
exactly
scream.
it.
Yeah.
And scream. Yeah, screaming
No,
and
see,
crying happens whenever
well,
I sing as well. So
funnily enough, people are like, well, like, your family must love it, like, when you sing. And I'm like, no, they hate it.
They're
Like, they
so
literally
sick
tell
of
me
it.
to shut up. They're so done with it. Because all they ever hear is me just, like, in the basement. Like, because, so it took me a few years to, like, expand my range. After I got over an obstacle with belting, now I can, like, belt a C6 and I'm fine. But, like, getting there was torture for them and for me, but mostly for them, because they had to hear me just going like whatever the hell,
you think that's bad?
and just
I'm
doing
a
like
drummer,
scales and
and I'm on the top floor, so
oh
I'm.
no.
My family has listened to.
So the floor is
me
vibrating.
Playing, oh yeah, me playing drums all day, every day. I would literally sit there for 8 hours until my hands started like. I would have blisters on my hands from playing drums.
On my fingers.
And it was probably torture for my family.
I play piano and guitar, so my parents now they're like, you need to start playing piano more often. But I'm like, they used to tell me to like, I was that kid that read so much and played piano so much that they would tell me to stop doing it. Like, you know how parents usually tell their kids, you need to read. They would be like, go
Keep
outside and do something.
Yeah.
Because they'd always catch me in my room with a book or like playing piano. And then my grandpa got me a guitar a few years ago, and I taught myself to play
Nice.
guitar.
Nice.
So like all they hear in this house is me doing music because I'm the only one. It's not genetic, contrary to what people think. Not a genetic thing. My parents and my sisters cannot sing for the life of them. Unfortunately, because I would love to harmonize with them. It'd be like a permanent just like choir in my house, and I would love it. Especially because then I could use their voices for like adding texture to like any tracks or things that I'm working on with music. Which, yes, I'm working on music.
Haley, if you ever need a
that's
terrible
it. We're gonna
voice,
ignore that.
if you ever need a terrible voice, I'm here.
You're not bad, Don. Your breath support is questionable.
It is.
You'll die
Yes.
by not breathing.
Well, okay. Like, literally, I don't see. Okay. I guess you don't realize, like, how good something is until somebody else has trouble with it and is like, that's really good because, like, this is mine. And I'm like, oh, I guess it is good. My breath support apparently is supposedly good. And I'm very happy about that because I worked on it really hard. But, like, literally Hunter was, like, I think one of the first few conversations he had, he was like, dude, your breath support, what the hell, man?
Yeah, I work on breath support, and then you're like, your breath support, though. And I'm like, damn.
I mean, it's getting better.
When I was learning piano as a kid, forgot all of it now. When I was learning piano as a kid for years, and I was too nervous, and I was too afraid to make a mistake, I would hold my breath.
Oh no.
So long. I never passed out, but my teacher was definitely like, the moment where she's like, and you have to see the video for this, but you're like, she's looking at the piano, at my hands, and then she's taking a moment, she looks at me, and then she looks back at the piano, and back to me, and she's like, and just puts her hand on my back, and she's like, you have to breathe. And meanwhile, this piano has been silent for at least 15 seconds of me being like, I am too afraid to make the next note, and I'm not breathing at all. So I got really good at holding my breath for stupid long times that I've just, I don't know if I'm gonna make the right note here. And then I would like make the wrong note and for like a half second and, and then come up and like get a little bit more time.
Like, oh, no.
Oh man. Oh, did I not realize my anxiety as a kid?
When did you start playing piano?
Grade school. I have no idea.
I've nearly passed out playing
I've
the
been
drums
playing
because of the
since I
same
was-
thing. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
god. I started playing piano when I was like 4 or 5. Child, like baby. Very, very tiny person. It was really fast. My parents were like very hell-bent on getting me into like activities. So I started dancing when I was 2, and I started like playing piano when I was like, I think 5.
Oh wow.
I think. And then like I started doing like musicals and shows and acting classes at like 6 or 7. So it was like literally for like my entire life, that was my life on top of sports. Piano exams were the absolute bane of my existence. I don't know if you've ever been to a piano exam. I don't know if you did any like
It's not nearly that good.
So neither was I. I promise you. But they put me into like the Royal Conservatory of Music, which is like where you get your like I have my diploma for piano, so I'm certified to teach, and like obviously I only went up to grade 8 piano. To perform professionally, it's got to be grade 10 for RCM to be able to do like classical whatever. I didn't care for it, but I did all my theory and stuff. Piano exams, I breathed, but I would panic, like my hands would physically shake like this. And then as soon as I would like make a mistake, I would like start the entire part over, and it was an absolute mess. Because, well, not the entire song, but just like that part where I made the mistake, because I'm like, I can do it right. I can do it right. And so I would worry so much about making a mistake that I ended up making more mistakes than I would have had I just let myself.
Nope. I couldn't possibly make mistakes like that. Can't do it.
No,
Nope.
you can't make mistakes. No. If you make a mistake, it's over. That's what they teach you. If you make a mistake, that's it. You're done. Your career's over. If any of y'all are learning piano and are like taking piano exams and things, oh, let me see this.
What are we looking at? When?
You have a picture? Please send the picture. Yes, my hands shake because I'm nervous. And so essentially, I like now I don't shake anymore, thank God. But it was so bad that it would make my hand slip up on the keys. Like from like the worst part was like when you're playing a sharp and then it slips off. Have you ever done that? When you're like playing and then you hit a sharp key and then it slips off onto the the
Oh
semitone
yeah.
higher or
Yeah, I had
lower.
tiny hands. So yeah. When I was a kid. Of course.
Okay, this is an iPhone XR.
Mhm.
That is my hand.
I don't
That's my
know
hand.
with the XR.
I have a small hand.
I have the giant
something
iPhone.
a little more. This is a can of ginger ale.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
This is my hand.
Oh
My hand can't make it around a can of ginger ale. That's how small my
no.
hands are.
Well, my hands
Okay,
can't
Will,
either,
this
but
is going to be quantifiable to
I
you.
can palm a basketball.
That's impressive.
Essentially, yeah, so essentially I can only extend my hands to nine notes. Not 8, 9. So just a note above an octave. So far my hands will go.
I think that's what I learned quickly as a kid. I was like, wait a minute. I'm never going to be the best at this. I'm going to stop trying now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have
didn't
the hands
the nerve.
for this, so I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm done. And that was, I think I made that choice.
I did not like I was that kid. I very much did not like losing at things or not being able to do things. So I would do it relentlessly. And I was like, no, I can do it. I'm doing it. I'm not going to not do it. I'm doing this. But yeah, I think, Don, we will end the podcast here.
Here, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
No, I mean, just
Okay.
all good.
It's
I
fine.
know it's getting late and I got life.
You have a D&D session to go to.
Oh shoot, I
You
did.
gotta-
Yeah.
Yeah, one of these days you gotta come back on and we'll talk about D&D.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Count me in. I will talk
Oh
about
my
my newest
God.
character. He's being introduced this Thursday.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh gosh,
What's your character's name?
his name is Warren Greylock.
Oh, hell
Excellent.
yeah.
A gnome wizard, and I am still working on his voice because I was fighting. I was like, wouldn't it be great if I had the voice of just like it's gonna suck to do this. It's really, I'm not practicing anything. It's like Sam Elliott, but like maybe it could be a little bit lower if you're interested. I can't even do it. Like I'm too
Maybe.
nervous about being into the microphone, and I'm also like talking
fair.
down.
I love
But if you, I actually have to read stuff to get it. I can't just like speak.
Fair.
So you tell me what state you're living in because I'm just curious. Like just reading random bits.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that'd be
Yeah.
fun, but also like that's not a gnome. Stop trying to make a gnome into that. And
Into Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
and
I
Sam Elliott is Sam
definitely-
Elliott. You can't do that.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely have to talk about like our characters and stuff. Like I recently just joined a friend's campaign because they had like 3 people drop last minute. So like I jumped in and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll play. Especially because I don't always get a chance to play anymore because I also DM.
Yep.
And so that character's been really fun. I've cried already with this
Oh, no.
character.
Oh boy,
No, like as this character, I've cried.
that's hard.
Big
It did
family
seem-
drama.
Yeah, Haley ran me through it, and it sounded like a really fun, intense.
It was
intense,
emotional. It was
yeah,
the whole
game.
thing. Character.
That's-
I literally started like I was so embodied in my character that I started just fighting back tears and being like, I'm not gonna cry in front of like. Essentially, it was a whole thing with her
Oh.
father. And I was like, I'm not gonna cry in front of him. I'm
Real
not gonna.
quick,
That was like what
you
was
should
running through my head.
plug all of your stuff, whatever you want to plug.
Yes. Plug your
all of it. I want to know
socials.
your socials,
Okay.
your Twitch, your
Whatever.
before you have to run.
Okay.
Yeah.
The good thing is that I have stolen the name Immersivist on every single platform
Excellent.
except Twitch.
Ah,
There's
Yeah,
some, and I'll
Twitch.
say this: there's some asshole out there who's got Immersivist who just did Skyrim videos 10 years ago, and I'm like, just give it to me at
Dang.
this point. Just knock it
right?
off.
You should hit
so
him
that's
up. You
Immersivist.
should hit him up and be like, just
I
hand it over.
Wish. And Minecraft, which I think I actually have both Immersivist and Immersivist with a 1 on Minecraft, and I just never realized I had
Yeah.
both. Oh well, that
Nice.
happens.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
works.
that's Twitch is Immersivist with a 1, and I'll get past that one day. And then Immersivist on literally everything else, except for my Instagram, which I realized I have a Finsta, and that's my other one, which is the Cherrygram, which is open.
Okay.
The Cherry
Very
Gram.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah, that's where I found out about your Kingdom Hearts obsession. Because you have the highlight there of the Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, because you're like, it's just kind of a nice wrapper of that
Oh.
moment.
And well, because
Latte-
then you have like you like zooming in on like the trucks that are bringing the mail. You're like, is this it?
Yeah, it's a fun. I have some fun little stories that I hold on to.
It's-
Dude,
Yeah,
Haley,
no,
look
I
at
loved it.
look at the chat with Latte and us. Latte drew something for us. Latte is an artist, fantastic artist, and
I love it.
they
yeah.
drew a
We'll have them on the
picture of
podcast one day.
a picture of Haley and I.
Oh,
I love it.
love it.
Yeah.
Love art.
Fan
art's a
art.
win.
Yes.
Sorry, I
give
didn't
me
mean to
fan art.
interrupt though.
Anyway, but yeah, so we're gonna end it here. For those of y'all listening, you know, we record live usually on Sunday nights, 8 EST, 5 PST, which is 1 a.m. UTC. So you can come listen in the House of Vox Discord server, which is discord.gg/House of Vox. You can follow me on all of my socials. They're all the same, at Haley LaFontaine, except for Twitter, because Twitter only allows 15 characters, so it's the same thing without the E at the end. Don, you want to plug your socials?
I'm Don Donut. You'll find me as Don Donut on most things.
Sick.
On Twitter, I'm Don Donut DP1, which it got picked for me and I didn't realize because I didn't put very much effort into my Twitter. So
nice.
Yeah.
And as Akaza so nicely put, we also record live at 11 a.m. on Mondays in Australian Eastern Standard Time. So
and that's subject to change because y'all don't do
y'all don't do daylight savings.
Yeah.
So confusing to me.
Like
Time
good
zones are
smart
weird.
people.
Yeah.
Because
But
we're so smart.
never mind. I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind.
Oops. Well, that's the ADHD podcast.
Yep.
But the name was already taken by like 2 other podcasts. So
yeah.
Instead, we're number 15, the podcast.
And it's still we're gonna get Chills. Chills is going to be on here.
Fingers crossed.
That would be amazing.
We want to do it for the 100th episode. We want that for the 100th episode. Just have Chills do our intro.
We need from here until
no.
100.
I know what you do. I know what you do. You just skip episode 15. And like, all right, so this is for you. Number 15. And he just does number 15. That's it.
That would be great.
I love it so much.
That would be great.
Thank you so much, Will, for joining us on this podcast episode. It's so lovely to have you.
Thank you.
We love having you on the podcast, and also just seeing you around the server. Play Minecraft with us, and maybe stream it.
Yeah.
You just gotta tell me when you're playing.
I'm literally going on after this.
Oh, well,
if that means anything.
I have a life with
you
dinner,
not
sorry.
today. Yeah, I know. You have a life in general. I have less of a life.
It's subject
but
to
I'm
change.
probably gonna be on all day tomorrow anyway. So if you're on tomorrow night, I'll probably be on.
Sick. All right, I'm done.
But I sent you the IP and everything. Anyway, thank you all for listening on this week's episode of number 15, the podcast. We'll see you all next week. And we all love you very much. Go listen on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We probably have it there. So, yeah. And adios.
Hasta.
Ciao bella.